Genesis. It's the genius of God's work. And I want to help you out with your study. First off, I want you to know that the Bible is a book of facts and figures. It's not a fairy tale. The Bible doesn't begin like a fairy tale. It doesn't say, once upon a time. But with a factual statement, it says, in the beginning. And the genealogies in Genesis give the names of actual people who actually lived in specific times in history. It's the real deal. In fact, the entire framework of Genesis is built around the genealogies. Because chapter 4, 5, 10, 11, 22, 25, 29, 30, you getting this? They're in there. And did you know that Jesus himself, he confirmed Moses as the human author in John chapter 5, verse 46, because he says, for if you believed Moses, you would believe me, for he wrote of me. But if you do not believe his writings, how will you believe my words? The scribes and the Pharisees, they referred to Moses as the author of the first 5 books. In Matthew 22 and 24, they called it teacher, Moses said. They quoted him quite often. Jesus quoted from Genesis 2, 23 and 24, and in Matthew 19, 4 and 5, when referring to marriage. And then Jesus acknowledged Noah and the flood as a historic event, or in Matthew 24 and 37, for as were the days of Noah, so it will be in the coming of man. Do you know we're kind of living in those days? Amen? And then the Apostle Paul affirmed Adam and Eve as actual people. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 13. It says, for Adam was formed first, then Eve. These are actual human beings, not some make-believe figure in literature. These are actual people. And Paul also held up Abraham, Sarah, as models of faith in many of his letters. In Galatians 4:22, for it is written that Abraham had 2 sons, one by a slave woman and one by a free woman. The apostle referred to literal worldwide flood in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 6. The world that then existed was deluged with water and it perished. And finally, one commentator found at least 165 passages in Genesis that there were either directly quoted or clearly referred to in the New Testament. Let me say this. I want to be very clear. We are required to accept the Genesis teaching regardless of what society, regardless of what sociologists or secular scientists might tell us. Actually, we must do more than accept Genesis. We're called to contend for the faith. Amen. Did you get that? We're called to contend for the